welcome to Cara's Fast Natural English podcast, the podcast for English learners who want to improve their listening skills by actually listening to and understanding fast conversational English. Hi, so today's episode is actually inspired by a story I listened to a couple of months ago now on SoundCloud, recorded by Jack from To Fluency, and it was about an incident with a wallet that happened to him on holiday when he was younger. And after listening, I was like, hang on a minute, I have a really cool wallet story as well that I could share as a podcast episode. And I love using this podcast to tell stories because my theory, haven't tested it fully yet, but I think this is probably true, and I think you would agree as well in your own language that a lot of everyday conversation is actually about recounting stories or anecdotes or jokes, telling people what happened to us, telling people about our experiences. So I think it's, important for you to hear how it sounds when people do that, in terms of not just pronunciation, but also the structures that we use to recount, something that happened to us in an engaging way. So here we go. So back in May, my partner and I went to Japan for a holiday, trip of a lifetime really, not just a holiday, but really a trip of a lifetime. And I recorded a few podcasts about it when I got back. I think it's episodes 4, 5, and 6 if you're interested. And we spent our time traveling around to different cities, starting in Tokyo, going down to Osaka, and then after a couple of weeks we found ourselves in Hiroshima in the southwest of Japan for a few days. We really enjoyed it down there. It's a really nice part of the country. And one night we were walking back to our hotel. I think we must have been walking from the train station back down to our hotel, and lots of people were walking in the opposite direction. I think it must have been 10 o'clock at night or something, and people were they'd maybe been out for the evening or whatever, had something to eat, and now they were going back to the station to head home. So we're just walking home. It's dark, and then we see something fall out of a woman's rucksack, and she's just speeding off, walking fast in the other direction, and so we look at it, and it's a wallet full of yen with loads of money in it. And I don't know, either the other people didn't notice or they just ignored it, or I don't know, they were rushing for their train or whatever. Nobody else went to pick it up. It was the two foreigners who don't speak Japanese who picked up this wallet. In the meantime, this lady is walking off. She was walking really fast in the opposite direction, and I'm pretty sure she had headphones in her ears, so I guess that's why she didn't notice that something had fallen out, and she was walking fast. So we were like, okay, well, we're not going to keep this wallet, we're going to have to do something. So we started running back up the street, and as we got towards her, we shouted "sumimasen," which means "excuse me" in Japanese. So this is one of the rare words that we actually knew, and it was kind of appropriate at this moment. But we were like, "Oh God, this is going to be weird." This little Japanese lady is getting, having these two foreign tourists running towards her. It's a bit disturbing. Plus, with the headphones in her ears, she's not sort of hearing anything. Anyway, we did actually manage to catch up with her, and we gave her back her wallet. I guess we explained something in English that we found it on the floor. So I don't know if she understood. I don't know what happened, but she was grateful anyway. She said "arigato," which is thank you in Japanese. So she was pleased about it, even though she didn't actually notice, hadn't even realized that she'd dropped it. So it would have been pretty bad for her getting to the station or getting home and then discovering she had no money. And contrary to Jack's story, so in Jack's story he actually got a reward for finding a wallet and handing it into the police. We didn't get a reward. Thought she might give us, a note out of the wallet, but she didn't, unfortunately. But we were glad that we did the right thing. That was our reward. Running down the street and then giving back the wallet. But hey, it was the right thing to do. So yeah, that was my wallet incident in Japan. Hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you on the podcast again next year in 2017. Thanks very much for listening. Bye. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Cara's Fast Natural English podcast. If you're listening on iTunes, Stitcher or SoundCloud, make sure you head to the blog to check out the activities to go with the episode. Also, if you haven't done so already, make sure you download my free e-guide to become a Leo listener and get the full transcript of each new podcast episode sent to your inbox. Thanks very much to podcastthemes.com for the theme music for this podcast. See you next time. Bye!